Hello everyone, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter. Arsenal has just beaten the football club Brighton hands down. It's been an away game for the football club Arsenal, and Arsenal has won this. Let's get into the analysis first half analysis, and then second half. Then we'll definitely have to combine the two. Anyway, let's get the party started, and in the first half of Arsenal versus Brighton match, we definitely know that Bukayo Saka scored the first goal, but both teams displayed a balanced and competitive performance, resulting into an intriguing contest. And here is a detailed analysis of this, as we definitely know. In the 33rd minute, that's when Bukayo Saka really scored that goal that ended 1-0 in the first half. Firstly, we need to look at defensive organization. So Arsenal exhibited solid defensive organization with the backline composed of Ben White, William Saliba, and Gabriel Magalhaes, plus Alexander Zinchenko effectively, and that's definitely led to throwing Brighton's attacks and attacking advances. And looking a little bit more, Arsenal maintained a compact shape and showed good discipline in attacking back cover spaces, and that was quite brilliant. And that was it in the midfield, in the defense in the first half, which was quite good. Then looking at the midfield control in the first half, it will be noted that the midfield trio of Declan Rice, Jorginho, and Martin Odegaard worked tirelessly to control the midfield battle. It will be noted that they showcased excellency on the ball, and distribution was very perfect, and plus there was quite instrumental. The club was instrumental in initiating attacking moves from deep position based on midfielders. So the midfield definitely did what they definitely needed to do. Then looking at attacking threats, so Arsenal's attacking trio of Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Kai Havertz definitely posed a constant threat to Brighton's defense with their actually pace movement, which was quite anyway, I think at that point in time where the football club Brighton had nothing to give at that moment in time, the three were definitely going in and trying their level best to make sure that they can get goals for the football club Arsenal. But Bukayo Saka definitely did a wonderful job in making sure that he can score the first goal in the first half, and that was quite brilliant. And give us your thoughts about the first half before we cross over to the second half, as we're going to be crossing over to the second half any minute from now. And at this moment in time, I must say that it was a brilliant first half, a very good first half, and we saw quite a number of football players really performing very well. And then second half is where we definitely need to go. We need to see exactly what transpired in the second half, and where this will definitely lead the football club Arsenal. Anyway, let's get into the second half analysis, and then we'll sum it up. And now, let's get the party started. So anyway, before we go to the second half, let's look at the overall assessment before we go to the second half analysis. So you will remember that Arsenal controlled possession and looked very dangerous in attacks. While Brighton remained compact and defensively, and also looked to exploit spaces in the counter, but it didn't happen. It was beaten badly, more especially when it comes to the second half before even we get away. So both teams had their momentum in the first half, but neither managed to break the deadlock quite a lot, and leaving the score really at halftime a bit. Of course, first halftime it was 1-0. But there was not that much difference in the first half. You could see there was the Brighton was trying a little bit in the first half, but when it came to second half, Brighton was really beaten hands down, and let's focus really on the second half this time round with all that. Let's focus in the second half. So you'll remember that as I told you before, in the first half, Arsenal displayed a communicable performance, yeah, and particularly in key areas of Arsenal's lineup. And I must say, really looking at how Arsenal performed in the first half and putting it to comparison to the second half, Arsenal did quite well, I must say, very, very well. And when it came to the second half, Arsenal, comparing the first half to the second half, Arsenal played absolutely well in the second half. And those the goals that Arsenal scored in the second half, looking at Kai Havertz's goal and Leandro Trossard's goal, that was definitely very, very brilliant. You know, it was quite brilliant. So, the defensive line of William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes plus Zinchenko also definitely led to something else. You can see how defense-wise Arsenal has improved. Arsenal has completely improved defensive-wise, yeah? So anyway, let's switch to the second half, yeah? And it was a brilliant second half. So Arsenal's commanding lead is one thing we need to talk about in the second half. Arsenal continued to dominate in the second half, and that was absolute dominating in the second half, extending their lead with another goal from Leandro Trossard and a clinical finishing on the with a clinical finishing from inside the box, and showcased Arsenal's efficiency and in front of the goal, and also particularly on the counter attack. Definitely that was quite great. And the fact that this game ended 3-0, we also watched Leandro Trossard's goal, which was quite good. But also looking at defensive challenges, yeah, despite Arsenal's commanding lead that they faced, Arsenal faced some defensive challenges again in the second half as Brighton pushed forward in search of a goal. So players like William Saliba and Martinelli had to remain disciplined to prevent Brighton from capitalizing on any defensive lapses. So you should remember that the yellow card for William Saliba is something that we need to talk about. So William Saliba received a yellow card for a foul that was highlighting the physicality of the match and Arsenal's commitment to maintaining defensive solidarity, and that was quite I must say, everybody knows that was necessary, because you don't want somebody conceiving a goal, you know, at that moment in time. Defensive solidarity is right. All right. So Brighton's substitutions is, we must say, Brighton made strategic substitutions to inject fresh energy into the attacks, with players like Ansu Fati and Facundo really who were brought on. And they made a bit of an effect, but still nothing much as Arsenal was very strong. And Arsenal's defense remained resilient, throwing Brighton's attempts to draw back into the game, which was a bit hard, you know. So I must say, Arsenal did a great job to make sure that it can get this 3-0. This 3-0 win, you know, and that is a massive win, and it extends the lead away from the football club Manchester City, and Manchester City, which is a big threat, you know. And anyway, we need to look at the Premier League table and see where the football club Arsenal is at this moment in time. So you can definitely see that Arsenal is in the first position, leads the table with 71 points, Liverpool 70, and Manchester City 70, a goal difference of 1 from Manchester City. And at this moment in time, you will remember that Arsenal has 22 games played and Manchester City has 21 for Liverpool games played. So I should say, looking at Brighton, we need to look at Brighton, though. Where is Brighton? I can hardly see it. Brighton Brighton is in number 10 with 49 points, I must say. Is it 49 points? No. Brighton, where are you? Number 10, 43 points. Yeah. So let's hope things will move on quite well. Thank you for being part of this, and make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever I've got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host, Abu Carls. As I say, it's been 3-0 for the football club Arsenal. Arsenal has won 3-0, and really, it's been a brilliant game. And Leandro Trossard scored a goal. That was the last goal. Then actually the first one was Bukayo Saka in the first half, 1-0. Then 2-0 in the second half, with Kai Havertz scoring plus the one and only Leandro Trossard and also scoring. So let's meet in yet another video, and thank you and goodbye for now.